Imagine a city so dense, 50,000 people lived in a single city block, a place where sunlight never touched the ground, and buildings were so intertwined you could cross the entire city without ever setting foot outside. This wasn't science fiction. This was Kowloon Walled City, a real-life anarchist labyrinth born from a diplomatic mistake. Its story begins in 1843, after the Opium Wars. China built a small fort on the Kowloon Peninsula, a symbol of its presence next to the newly British-controlled Hong Kong. But when Britain took the rest of the peninsula, a treaty quirk left this tiny walled compound as Chinese territory. For years, it sat in a strange limbo. British forces found it abandoned, but China never gave up its claim. Without a government, missionaries and farmers moved in, and it slowly devolved into a slum. Every time Hong Kong tried to clear it, China protested, preserving the anomaly. After World War II, everything changed. Over 2,000 refugees flooded in, rebuilding shacks within the old fort's footprint to stay under Beijing's protection. When Hong Kong authorities tried to demolish the settlement in 1948, riots erupted. The news sparked outrage across China. Facing immense diplomatic pressure, Britain backed down, withdrawing its police and effectively sealing the area's fate. The walled city was left to govern itself. Instantly, triad crime syndicates seized control. They turned it into a haven for opium dens, gambling parlors, and brothels flourished. Unregulated factories producing toys and textiles operated in hazardous conditions. The population exploded. By the 1950s, 20,000 people were crammed into just 6.5 acres. That's a population density of over 1.2 million people per square mile, a figure that dwarfs even today's megapop. This uncontrolled growth created a concrete jungle unlike anything the world had ever seen. Buildings shot up 10 to 14 stories high, constructed without architects or engineers. They leaned against each other, connected by a maze of precarious walkways and ladders. Below, the alleys were so narrow they became eternal twilight zones, earning the name City of Darkness. There were only 2 elevators in the entire city. Postmen had to navigate endless stairs through a web of over 300 interconnected towers that had fused into one monstrous structure. Life inside was a testament to human resilience. Neon signs for unlicensed dentists and doctors lit the perpetually dark corridors. These practitioners performed surgeries 24/7 under flickering bulbs. Residents shared dripping pipes for water, while open sewers ran through the passageways. Power was stolen from the city grid through a chaotic tangle of wires that looked like vines. Yet, a community thrived. Children played on the rooftops, dodging satellite dishes and laundry lines. Families of multiple generations lived in tiny 250-square-foot apartments, the walls vibrating from the factory next door. While the triads ruled through extortion, the tight-knit community looked out for each other, keeping violent crime surprisingly low. It was a vertical hive operating on its own terms. This accidental lockdown was both physical and political. No police dared to enter after failed raids in the 1960s. Building codes were non-existent, but innovation flourished out of necessity. Residents created rooftop farms, makeshift ventilation shafts, and a thriving underground economy. By the 1970s, the population peaked at an estimated 50,000 people. It was a stateless anomaly, a place where Chinese and British law met, but had no power. Pure anarchy, not by design, but by default. The end came in the 1980s. Health crises and rampant epidemics finally forced China and Britain to cooperate. On January 14, 1987, 400 Hong Kong officials surrounded the city, sealing its 83 entrances at dawn. They went door to door, offering residents compensation to leave. By 1993, the walled city was empty. Wrecking crews moved in, and within a year, the concrete behemoth was reduced to rubble, uncovering the original fort walls and gates from the 19th century. Today, Kowloon Walled City Park stands in its place, a peaceful garden with a small museum. Artifacts, like the original Southgate plaque, are displayed, ghosts of a forgotten time. The story of the walled city is a powerful reminder of how a simple diplomatic oversight can create an unimaginable world. It's a tale of chaos and community, darkness and resilience, and a real-life containment that foreshadows the complex urban challenges we face today. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into history's most incredible places. See you next time.